Hello, everybody. We are seeing a dip in crypto, and this is following after Iran had discussed that they are not planning on resolving their issues with the United States until the end of Trump's term. And also, we were seeing a dip with the Japanese yen. So things are a bit rough in the markets. XRP is hanging on right around $1. And as you can see, we're seeing a dip here on some other cryptos, Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin itself, Cardano down 3.1%. That's even worse than XRP. But let's go ahead and go over the news, and then we'll look at the price movement for XRP at the end of the video. So first thing from Vincent Van Code, XRP is about to break the psychological $1 support. While most people will freak out and will likely trip a cascading sell down to 95 cents, it's important to note the 24-hour volume. On Binance, it's a mere $68 million, down from well over $1 billion. At these numbers, it's very simple to manipulate. Lots of people opening long positions because they think the bottom is in, and this is ripe for Binance and VIPs to liquidate these positions quite easily with only very small slush fund. Current order book's super thin, with only $4 million sells triggering drop to 95 cent level, and likely closing out millions in longs. That's the name of the game. So they're really suggesting that you keep an eye on what's going to happen around 95 cents. And XRP has been going sideways for 3,164 days, over 8 years of consolidation. The moment we break $3.70, that era ends. So yeah, just trying to stress this to you guys. We did hit a new all-time high here not too long ago. We're about 1 year, well, a little over 1 year ago. And you can say that it's more or less consolidated because it's very close to that same range. So if you want to do that, yes, you can. It technically did break that. But yeah, if we look at it over a long period of time, we're talking 8 years, it's more or less been within that same channel. Hopefully we don't see it drop down to these sub $1 levels consolidating for a long time. I would not be surprised if it dips below $1, but we'll see. Right now it is really, really close. Even while you're watching the video, it may have already dropped below $1. XRP CVD just exposed something. So the price crashed down 35% since May. The CVD, though, it barely moved. No panic, no capitulation, just quiet accumulation while everyone panics. And from Eleanor Terrett, the SEC Gov will hold an open meeting on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to consider whether to issue a release proposing new rules to create a tailored offering regime for certain investment contracts involving crypto assets. And from Chaosan, they responded to this saying, XRP fam, when I said over the weekend, even if the Clarity Act gets delayed, the SEC's intervention will put my mind at ease, some people insulted me. The SEC is not the old SEC. Don't mix this up. A country's future cannot be put at risk because of political ambitions. Many countries around the world, including the US, have astronomical levels of debt, and none of them have the money to cover it. Crypto is needed to cover the global debt and to save the money in the Nostro Vostro accounts. Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me know, guys. National Bank of Canada disclosed Bitwise XRP ETF. The bank's latest 13F, covering holdings as of June 30th, reports Bitwise XRP ETF. Institutional exposure to XRP continues to show up in regulatory filings. And from X Finance Bull, what if you don't need to sell your XRP to earn from it? Sagar's vision is clear. Holders supply XRP, institutions borrow it, borrowers pay interest, and lenders earn the yield. When XRPL native lending goes live, idle XRP becomes productive capital. XRP is still being held back by the same regulatory cloud while whales accumulate hundreds of millions of tokens. XRP whale holdings surge as big holders target key resistance. Large XRP holders have accumulated more than 380 million tokens over the past week, according to analyst Ali Charts. On-chain data from Sentiment shows whale holdings jumped from roughly 7.82 billion to over 8.13 billion XRP since August 7th. The analyst called it a sign of conviction at current levels. All charts noted $1.06 is the key resistance level for XRP right now. On-chain data shows nearly 3 billion XRP were transacted near that price point. A monthly close above it could open the path towards $1.35, according to the analyst. And I think this is a really interesting graphic. It looks like a video game, more or less, as the two sides are battling it out. XRP Battlefield intensifies at $1 as longs and shorts clash. So yeah, whoever designed this concept, I think it's really, really cool. XRP down 5.9% in the last week. Avalanche, Stellar, and XRP Ledger lead stablecoin adoption among major networks. All three of AVAX, Stellar Org, and Ripple's XRP Ledger have seen serious growth in their stablecoin supplies this past week, with AVAX up 5.73%, XLM up 6.89%, and XRPL up 12.54%. In the same period, however, Plasma XPL has seen its stablecoin supply contract by some negative 18.27% per DeFi Llama data. And just in, Wolverine Asset Management LLC, a Chicago-based hedge fund managing over $12 billion in 13F assets, disclosed a new position in the Bitwise XRP ETF in its latest 13F HR filing, that period ending June 30th, 2026, holding 199,912 shares, the value at $2.33 million. XRP Ledger just finished installing Wall Street's wish list. 5 protocol upgrades, 1 institutional stack, credentials, KYC verified on chain, MPTs, institutional grade tokens, permission domains, compliance zones at protocol level, token escrow, locked settlement, permission DEX, regulated trading on the same public ledger, no bolted on smart contracts, native, banks didn't need a private chain, the public one became bank infrastructure. XRP tapped the psychological threshold. I will share with you the 12 years of XRP volume chart. 2017 screamed. 2021 screamed. 2026 near silence. While price holds the $1, the whole market watches. Most read the quiet is death. Now read what's actually happening to the float. Exchange reserves at 8-year lows. Roughly 4 billion XRP down to 1.6 billion on tracked platforms. 992 million locked in US spot ETFs. Not coming back. A $280 million RLUSD vault now accepts XRP as loan collateral, approved last week, targeting 5 billion XRP over 6 months. $4.3 billion of tokenized real-world assets already live on the ledger, up 59 times since January of 2025. Volume dies when coins stop changing hands. Coins stop changing hands when they've found their final job. This is not a forecast. The vault is already open, my friends. XRP's next chart is not a trading chart. Yes, it's a balance sheet, posted as collateral, borrowed against, never sold. The quietest bars on this chart are the loudest signal. XRP is at $1 while the Japanese yen is giving an alert. Expect the unexpected from now onwards, and then it's just their thoughts, not financial advice. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the price movement for XRP. So as I mentioned, we are sitting here really close to $1 on the day. It basically bounced off of $1. Just barely above $1. And as it is right now, it's still technically at the dollar range, but it's a little bit closer to $1.01. Nothing to super celebrate about, but if it's bouncing up a little bit, that's still good. You can see how low the volume is for the day. It is very, very low. I mean, it is about to pass all the volume that we had for Saturday and Sunday, but weekends are typically pretty quiet anyways. Yesterday, very, very low. Look how much the price dropped. It went from $1, almost $1.04 down to about $1 yesterday. And the volume itself being very, very mediocre. So yeah, it looks like a lot of people are essentially standing by watching, waiting to see what happens. A lot of people just kind of letting it settle in here at the $1 range. As was mentioned earlier, there are some significant concerns if some of the big exchanges might cause some liquidations to happen, right? Just letting things start to push itself down so that all those longs can get wiped out. Something else that's not great, the Bollinger Band, we are sitting, well, on the day it did dip below the lower band. Right now it's barely above it. We are below the daily VWAP, but typically you want to look at VWAPs at a longer time frame. The median line, we still have quite a ways to go to get back up to that. The Bollinger Band itself looks like it is widening a tad. But if we zoom out, you can see overall, it's still very thin. So there are some moments that could be very explosive, Might move sideways for a bit. We might see a little bit more volatility. I could see it potentially trying to make a rise back up to $1.13. We seem to have tested right around this range before. That is right in the middle zone of this Fibonacci retracement. We had that run up going back here around July 5th. We saw it again around July 21st. If it drops below the zone, then we might be dropping down to about 86.5 cents. That's what I got for you guys in today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to hit the like button. God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.